Live the Goals Podcast, episode number 135.
Live the Goals Podcast, your place for motivation, life lessons, and laughter. Don't settle for wandering through a mundane life. Instead, let us help you reach your goals and live a fulfilling life doing what you love. Our guests know what it's like to live with purpose and laugh along the way. Warning, if you're a stick in the mud, you definitely need to stick around. Loosen up your ties, kick off your high heels, and let's get to it with your host, Dale Richardson.
Welcome back to Live the Goals Podcast, friends and family. So happy to have you here with us again for another episode of Live the Goals Podcast. I'm your host, Dale Richardson, and guess what? This is a special episode of Live the Goals Podcast. I want to do a little bit of celebrating and a little bit of updating as well as a little bit of informing. And so I wanted to take this time. You all know, friends and family, that I celebrate the big and the small. And so today we've got something kind of in the middle, but I'm going to call it big. I think it's a big point to celebrate. A place to just take a second, pause, take a breath, and celebrate how far we've come, friends and family. And I encourage you to do the same. Celebrate your big victories and the big goals you reach, but celebrate the small ones too. Celebrate those small victories along your journey, friends and family. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm practicing what I preach here. Friends and family, I cannot believe it, but I'm so proud to say that we have been on the air for 6 months now. Live the Goals Podcast launched on the 29th of February in 2016. And here we are 6 months later, August 31st of 2016. I can't believe that we've made it 6 months doing 5 episodes a week. That was the goal I had for myself when we started this journey. And I've been blessed that I've been able to keep that goal going. I've been able to keep that promise. And I'm going to work hard to try to keep doing that. So that's where we are. And that's what I'm celebrating, a 6-month anniversary for Live the Goals Podcast. But guess what? I want to give you some updates as well. So, friends and family, if you're on the Facebook page, you know that I announced a little while ago that something big is coming down the pipeline. I'm working on something for you, friends and family, and I need a few more months, but hopefully it will be coming maybe at the end of this year, maybe early next year. Definitely hoping that it launches by February. I'm working on a way to make Live the Goals Podcast more accessible to more people. We want to make sure that people are getting the motivation, inspiration, the goal-setting tips, strategies, and tools that you've been getting for the last 6 months. And there are some people that find it hard to navigate podcasts, and I want to make sure that each and every person that wants to get this information is able to get it. So that's what we're working on, friends and family. So that's update number 1. Update number 2 is that I'm going to try some different things in these next 6 months. You're still going to get the great 4 word of the day episodes, and you're still going to get the great interview episode or special episode once a week as well. However, I'm going to do a few months that are specified around a certain topic. And so I'll be announcing what those topics are later, but we're going to give that a shot and see how that works and see how you feel about it. I've got some pretty cool guests lined up, and I'm kind of working out the kinks and trying to make sure we get the best guest for those months, and also trying to coordinate what months I should do those special 4 or 5 episodes in. And so, friends and family, those are the couple of updates I wanted to give you. But here's the fun part of this episode. I wanted to give you a peek behind the curtain. I want to let you see that there's a method behind the madness. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So here's the peek behind the curtain, friends and family. First and foremost, I want to leave a big, gigantic legacy. The same way that I want you to set big, gigantic goals, I'm setting big, gigantic goals for myself. And part of the legacy I want to leave is that I'm working hard to try to heal this world. I want to leave a legacy that helps us all view each other as people of value. I want us to be able to look at each other and see the potential that we all have inside, rather than focus on our differences. You see, friends and family, I truly believe that we're all here for a reason, that we all have a purpose for being here, and that the world needs us to reach that potential and share that purpose with the world. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about the Word of the Day episodes. Now, my goal behind the Word of the Day episodes was multifaceted. See, I want to help you start your day motivated, inspired, and with the right mindset. And in the Word of the Days, I'm giving you my thoughts on the word or phrase of the day in a way that challenges you to take action and to see all of the potential that you have inside of you. See, the reason why I have more Word of the Day episodes than interview episodes is because I've learned how important our mindset is in determining our level of success. And in order to shift our mindsets and create long-term, lasting change in our actions, we need to recondition our way of thinking. And the way that I'm doing that is by giving you 4 Word of the Day episodes per week. And each of those episodes, I try my best to tell you what I think about a different word or phrase in a way that motivates you, inspires you, and challenges you to think differently. So over the long term, after hearing Word of the Day after Word of the Day after Word of the Day, you'll start to have a mindset that's focused on success and reaching your goals. And you'll be willing to take action on those goals. So I encourage you to listen to the Word of the Day episodes each and every day. And don't be afraid to save some, go back to them, re-listen to them. Believe it or not, friends and family, I go back and listen to those Word of the Day episodes over and over again as well. And what I've learned, friends and family, is that if it helps me, it's probably helping some of you out there as well, friends and family. So I just want to throw that out there just in case you hadn't thought of it before. There you go. Go back. There's nothing against going back and listening to previous episodes over again if you felt like you got something out of it. Now, friends and family, as you know, we also have the interview or special episodes every week. In those interview episodes, I ask people for their strategies and tools for success. I ask them for something that you can implement today because I want you to walk away from each episode with at least one thing that you can do differently to get you closer to your goals. But I don't want you to just stop there, friends and family. One of the most important questions I asked our guests is about their obstacles, is about their prior quote unquote failures that they faced in life. See, sometimes when you're out there, friends and family, and you're listening to the people that I'm interviewing, and they've got so much success that they've achieved through their life, you think that you can't relate to them, but you're wrong there. When they discuss those obstacles, I know that you hear you in those stories and that you start to relate to the guest that I'm interviewing in a different way. And hopefully what you see is that even if you're in the midst of a struggle right now, that you can make it out to the other side. And when you do, you've got success waiting for you. And these guests are examples of that, to let you know that if they can do it, you can do it as well, friends and family. And finally, friends and family, I often ask our guests for a motivational quote or mantra that they use themselves to help them get through their rough spots. So if any of those motivational quotes or mantras help you, use them. Use them to help you get through your rough spots, your obstacles as well, friends and family, because we all need a little pick-me-up every once in a while. So friends and family, I just want to thank you again for being here on this journey with me the last 6 months. I've had the honor and privilege to interview such wonderful guests, and They treat you, friends and family, like you are part of their friends and family by pouring their knowledge into you. And not only that, a lot of times the guests have given you special bonuses, promotions, free books, free coaching sessions, gigantic discounts on their services. And they do that as a courtesy to you, friends and family, because here at Live the Goals podcast, we interview people that just want to give. And I know that you listening, you're that type of person too, that just wants to give, and wants to help to heal this world. So friends and family, I look forward to having you back tomorrow for another one of those Word of the Day episodes that's going to help create the mindset you need over the long term to reach goals that really matter to you. And before we wrap up this episode, friends and family, I'm going to ask you to help me with a goal that really matters to me. I'd love for you to share this podcast with your friends, associates, and family. If you're enjoying this podcast, then some of your friends will as well. So tell them about the podcast, help them download the podcast, and don't just tell them that you love the podcast. Tell them why you love the podcast so that they know what they're missing out on. So friends and family, until next time, remember to set and reach goals that matter. Friends and family, I love bringing you these podcast episodes 5 days a week, all for free. You don't have to pay anything to listen to all the great interviews and Word of the Day episodes, but there is a really simple and fast way that you can show your appreciation. All you have to do is press subscribe on your podcast player. See, the more subscribers we get for Live the Goals podcast, the more likely we'll rank higher and reach someone who really needs to hear these motivating and inspiring episodes. So as soon as this episode is over, take a second and subscribe to Live the Goals podcast. So thanks again for listening, friends and family. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, remember to set and reach goals that matter.
Thanks for checking out the show today, and make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. We hope you take away something that helps fill your life with purpose and laughter. And make sure you head over to livethegoals.com for more info on guests and resources. Remember to set and reach goals that lead you to a life of purpose and passion.